different kinds of soulmates, but it's like with Kenny,
Yeah.
I just see him and I smile.
She is my best friend.
Yay.
In 1983, Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton recorded Islands in the Stream, which became one of the most iconic country duets ever. This collaboration also sparked a lifelong friendship between the two singers, lasting until Rogers' death in 2020. Despite their undeniable chemistry, they never pursued a romantic relationship since both were married. While Parton's husband of over 50 years remains famously private, Rogers' then-wife, Maryanne Gordon, has shared her thoughts on his relationship with Parton. Let's delve into what Kenny Rogers' ex-wife had to say about his connection with Dolly Parton. Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton had a friendship spanning decades. Country crooner. Kenny Rogers had made many famous friends before his passing in March 2020. However, none of his friendships were quite as enduring or captivating as his relationship with Dolly Parton. The two first crossed paths back in the 80s, when Rogers was desperately trying to breathe some life into his iconic hit, Islands in the Stream. "We had met before Islands, but we weren't friends," Rogers shared with People in 2013. "We became friends when we started working together and touring." The song, written by the Bee Gees, became a massive hit and marked the beginning of a lifelong bond between the two artists. The duo continued to be an integral part of each other's lives long after Islands in the Stream had become a chart-topping sensation. "Kenny's friendship means more to me than our hit records," Parton once told CMT. "Actually, we're kind of soulmates. He's from Texas and I'm from Tennessee. There's an old famous country song, T for Texas, T for Tennessee. We always sing that to each other. I love his singing. I love his voice. I never tire of hearing him sing." The twosome would collaborate on multiple iconic hits throughout their decades-long friendship, including Sunshine, Something's Burning, and Once Again, She's All Alone. Their camaraderie was evident not just in their music, but in their playful interactions. "We're really good friends," Parton shared with Today in 2017. "And we're so much alike. We know the same people. We laugh at the same kind of jokes. I tell jokes, and I tell him not to tell that I told the joke." Unsurprisingly, Parton was deeply aggrieved when Rogers passed away in March 2020. She penned a heartfelt tribute to the singer just hours after his passing became public knowledge. "You never know how much you love somebody until they're gone. I've had so many wonderful years and wonderful times with my friend Kenny, but above all the music and the success, I loved him as a wonderful man and a true friend," she wrote on Twitter at the time, adding, "So you be safe with God, and just know that I will always love you, Dolly." Their friendship, marked by mutual respect and genuine affection, was a testament to their individual and collective legacies in country music. Rogers and Parton's relationship, full of warmth and enduring respect, remains one of the most celebrated partnerships in the history of country music. They shared similar childhoods and had similar struggles. Islands in the Stream hit the airwaves in 1983, and before the decade was over, questions about their deep friendship were already swirling. Their joint tours, a Christmas album, and numerous duets only fueled public curiosity. During one of his guest appearances on Dolly Parton's show, Kenny Rogers remarked that their bond was rooted in shared backgrounds, beliefs, and family values, offering insight into their immediate connection. Dolly Parton grew up in rural Tennessee as one of 12 children, surrounded by financial struggles. Introduced to music through her mother in church, she received her first guitar as a gift and never looked back. Similarly, Kenny Rogers, one of 7 children, also faced a modest upbringing. Biography notes he spent his early years in a federal housing project in Houston, Texas, and worked hard to buy his first guitar during high school. Parton embarked on her professional music career at a young age, performing on local TV and radio stations from the age of 10. By 13, she was on stage at the Grand Ole Opry, yet she remained grounded in her Appalachian roots. Rogers, too, never forgot his origins, and it appears their shared experiences growing up shaped their strong connection. Did Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton ever date? Though she's been married to her husband Carl Dean for decades, Dolly Parton has faced multiple rumors of affairs, with the most persistent ones involving her close friend, Kenny Rogers. The duo always seemed on the brink of a romantic involvement, even while they were both married to other people. There was just something about mine and Kenny's chemistry with each other, our friendship, that people really sensed what we really felt, Dolly shared in their video for You Can't Make Old Friends. There are different kinds of soulmates, but with Kenny, I just see him and I smile. Surprisingly, Dolly and Kenny's friendship never evolved into something more. We were almost like brother and sister, Parton shared with Today in 2017, and it would almost be like incest, so we just never went there. However, their decision to steer clear of romance didn't stop them from engaging in a relentless game of teasing and flirtation. She's too good of a friend. It would have ruined a friendship, Rogers shared on an episode of CBS This Morning. We had real chemistry and loved people talking about it. It was great to hear people talking about it, and she'd wink, and I would wink back. But we were too good of friends. Speaking to Today in 2017, Rogers cheekily confessed that he'd resisted getting romantically involved with Parton to keep the sparks flying. I'm a believer that tension is better if you keep it than if you satisfy it, he said. Parton, never one to back down, often shot back with her own sassy remarks, famously quipping that she'd never been able to catch Rogers between his many trips to the altar. He's been married about 40 times. I couldn't catch him between wives, she told People in 2013. Maryanne Gordon never felt uncomfortable. Despite the sizzling chemistry between Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton, Rogers remained married throughout most of their decades-long friendship. When the two first crossed paths in the 80s, Rogers was still married to his fourth wife, Maryanne Gordon. Maryanne Gordon, an actor, was married to Kenny Rogers from 1977 to 1993. During this time, she got to know the country legend intimately, especially when it came to his close friendship with Dolly Parton. Did Gordon ever find Rogers' intimate bond with Parton objectionable? As it turns out, the now 77-year-old was so confident in Kenny's devotion that she never fretted about his relationship with Parton. In an interview with Closer Weekly on March 24, 2020, Gordon addressed the persistent romance rumors. I never felt uncomfortable at all. I just knew him so well, she shared. But it's funny that you say that. We had a tennis pro who traveled with us, Doug Dean, and he asked me too. I told him Kenny said, I like her, Dolly, as a friend, and we have a great thing on stage. We'd lose it. There is sexual tension and teasing each other, and it would screw it up. However, Gordon wasn't entirely convinced that Parton hadn't made a move on Kenny. Dolly might have made a move, though, she admitted. It's entered my mind because she always said she thought like a man. I don't mean it badly. Dolly is a fun girl, Gordon added. He sincerely felt they had a cute thing going, and if anything happened between them, they'd ruin that. Rogers and Parton's chemistry was evident, and their friendship was built on mutual respect and affection. They both acknowledged the special connection they shared, but understood the importance of maintaining their boundaries. Their relationship, filled with playful teasing and genuine camaraderie, remained a testament to their enduring bond, unmarred by romantic complications. Maryanne Gordon said she was never jealous of Dolly Parton. Despite the absence of romantic involvement, Maryanne Gordon had no reason to feel jealous of Kenny Rogers' close friendship with Dolly Parton. As she described it, I always felt his total focus was on me. If anyone wanted anything from him, he was looking me in the eye and said, whatever she wants to do. Gordon cherished the deep connection she shared with Rogers, even though she acknowledged a shift when he turned 50. I think that when he turned 50, I didn't have his full attention anymore, but it looked like he still wanted me here, she reflected. Kenny Rogers' life was indeed an open book, marked by significant changes and personal reflections. After his marriage to Gordon ended in 1993, he and Dolly Parton's enduring friendship continued to thrive. It was 4 years later, in 1997, when Rogers tied the knot with Wanda Miller, who was 24 years his junior. Despite the age difference, their marriage was a testament to Rogers' belief in finding his true soulmate later in life. In his final years, Rogers openly expressed his admiration for Wanda Miller, describing her as his real soulmate and emphasizing the importance of their relationship in his life. Their union brought about new joys, particularly the birth of their twin boys, whom Rogers adored and was deeply committed to nurturing as a father. Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers set the record straight. For those who might doubt Maryanne Gordon's account of Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers' relationship, they should consider a 2013 interview the duo did with ABC News. When directly asked if they were ever an item, the Jolene singer replied, "Never. It never crossed our minds because he was with people. I've been with my husband for 48 years. That's not to say I'm blind or dead." Rogers quipped, "We never consummated anything. We just teased each other all about it." Ultimately, their story is one of enduring friendship. "Kenny's friendship means more to me than our hit records," Parton told CMT's Cody Allen in 2017. "Actually, we're kind of like soulmates. He's from Texas and I'm from Tennessee. There's an old famous country song, T for Texas, T for Tennessee. We always sing that to each other." She continued, "I love his singing. I love his voice. I never tire of hearing him sing. And I think our voices blend great, so I'm really proud of the musical part of that as well." It's entirely reasonable to have a platonic soulmate, and this beautifully explains why Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers never dated. Maryanne Gordon praises Kenny Rogers. Despite their relationship not lasting, Maryanne Gordon only has kind words for Kenny Rogers. "I always felt his total focus was on me," she shared with Closer Weekly about her ex-husband. "If anyone wanted anything from him, he was looking me in the eye and said, 'Whatever she wants to do.'" The Rosemary's Baby star did notice a shift when Rogers turned 50, but she doesn't hold it against him. "He was always in a good mood and had a wonderful sense of humor about things," she said, "and he really didn't change with fame." Considering Rogers was worth a reported $250 million at the time of his passing, this speaks volumes about his character. Now that Rogers is gone, Gordon focuses on cherishing the good times. "The end of a relationship like that can be devastating, but there were so many fabulous memories," she reflected. "I like to think about those." Kenny Rogers' most rewarding relationship was with Wanda Miller. Despite marrying 4 times and cultivating a playful friendship with Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers disclosed to Closer Weekly that his most rewarding relationship was with his 5th wife, Wanda Miller. Kenny and Wanda first met on a blind date 4 years before they married in 1997, despite their significant 28-year age difference. "That's no offense to any of the other people I was married to," he reflected on his life with Miller. "I just think I wasn't ready before," Rogers emphasized. "I've had a lot of things in my life. I've made loads of money and had the biggest and best of everything. But now I'm back to looking at the small things that matter. My boys. Wanda. It's not about me anymore. It's about them." Rogers and Miller welcomed twin boys, who were 15 years old at the time of his passing. The country legend's Instagram account depicted a strong bond with his sons, a relationship he prioritized and nurtured. Reflecting on his parenting journey, Rogers admitted in a 2013 interview with The Boot, "In my autobiography, I talk about, there's a fine line between being driven and being selfish, and I think I may have crossed that line a couple of times when I was younger. And I don't want to do that with the boys. I'm determined to be there and be a dad to them at all costs." Ultimately, Kenny Rogers appeared to have found genuine happiness with Miller and their cherished children, marking a fulfilling chapter in his personal life amid his illustrious career in music. Kenny Rogers' widow reveals she's found love again 3 years after his death. Kenny Rogers' widow, Wanda Miller, has found solace and companionship with someone very special following his passing in 2021. While Wanda was deeply saddened by Kenny's death, she has since shared that he encouraged her to find happiness and even played a role in introducing her to someone new. "He said, 'I'm not going to be here forever. I want you to be happy,'" Wanda revealed. "You're young. I want you to have a full life past me." And of course I was like, "What? I don't want to talk about that. Turn the TV back on." Reflecting on Kenny's support, Wanda expressed gratitude for his openness and understanding. "Kenny gave me his very best, and he wanted me to move on and be happy," she told People magazine. "That's a really big man to be able to say those words and mean it. I think it just shows the kind of guy he was." Wanda disclosed that Kenny had introduced her to a friend of his, suggesting they date, and if it didn't work out, they could remain friends. This friend has since become a significant part of Wanda's life, reminding her of Kenny with his leadership and positive energy. She acknowledged the challenge of stepping into Kenny's big shoes, but emphasized the special nature of her new relationship. "It's funny because a few of my friends said, 'I just really feel like Kenny's a part of this somehow.' And I know that sounds weird," she shared. "He tells our kids, 'I'm not your dad. No one will ever take the place of your dad. But I'm here as your friend forever.'" Wanda expressed her appreciation for her new partner and the ease with which their love has grown, affirming that while Kenny's presence is irreplaceable, she has found comfort and happiness in her evolving life. That wraps up today's video. If you found it interesting, please remember to like and subscribe to our channel to show your support. Thank you for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care for now.